What's happening there, guys, and welcome back to NBA Reloaded. Kawhi Leonard is considered to be a phenomenal basketball player by many experts of the game, but he isn't the type to show off to the public. In this video, we're taking a look at 10 things you didn't know about Kawhi Leonard. But before we get started, please be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our future videos going forward. Number 10, not one to back off. Kawhi Leonard is not only a great basketball player, but he's also adamant when it comes to sticking to his principles. He has often showed off his stubbornness about things on the court, and he displayed this quality all the way back in high school. He initially went to Canyon Springs High School in Moreno Valley. Due to certain circumstances, he couldn't play basketball, so he decided to try his luck with football. Soon after he started playing football, the coach saw that he would do very well with basketball and asked him to switch to that sport. But there was one condition that he had to agree to if he wanted to play basketball, which was cutting his braids, which he refused to do. This resulted in him not playing basketball after all, and he had to switch schools due to his worsening relationship with his coach. Number 9, strange choice of car. Kawhi Leonard is a very strange player, but he does show a lot of love for where he came from. This was reflected in the fact that even after he had signed a $94 million deal, he drove around in a 1997 Chevy Tahoe. He had reportedly purchased this vehicle all the way back when he was still in high school, which is why he was so fond of it. But after he was repeatedly badgered about it, he gave in and bought himself a Porsche. Number 8, early demise of father. Kawhi might seem like a player that has everything in life figured out, but trust us when we say he's had to face a lot of hardships in order to get to this point. One of the most heartbreaking details of his life is that his father faced an early demise when he was still 16 years of age. His father used to own a car wash, and one day he was working there as usual, but on that day, a stranger came into the car wash and used a gun on him. Several bullets were fired at him, which resulted in his death. This happened on January 18, 2008, and Kawhi showed immense courage after this event, which we'll talk about a bit later. After some time had passed, he even got a tattoo that said "R.I.P. Dad" on his body.
Being 27 is this young, you shouldn't be stressing in life, about things that really don't matter.
Number 7, staying off social media. There are a lot of things that are not known about Kawhi, and it has something to do with the fact that he has no social presence. He doesn't have an Instagram account, and nor does he post on the Twitter account that he has. He created that account back in 2014, and since then, he has tweeted a grand total of just 4 times overall, and all of those tweets came in 2015. He reportedly likes to spend time with his family instead of posting about his life on social media. Number 6, seeking refuge in basketball. As we mentioned previously, Kawhi was still a teenager when his father was taken from him, but he showed just what kind of person he was after that happened. The day after his father's death, he was supposed to partake in a basketball game at a school. Any other person would take the time off to grieve, and he was even offered the chance to do so, but Kawhi Leonard insisted on playing that game. He chose to seek refuge in the game that had brought him to where he was in life, and during the game, he ended up scoring 17 points. Only after the game did he break down and start to cry in his mother's arms. He then left the court while still crying in his mother's arms. All this only showed his determination and the love that he had for the game from an early age. Number 5, an uncle as a business advisor. As we talked about previously, he has a lot of love for his family, and this has resulted in him making his own uncle his business advisor. His uncle, Dennis Robertson, has a business degree and wasn't only chosen due to the fact that he was family. He was instrumental in Kawhi Leonard's career, and before Kawhi, he actually had 30 years' worth of experience.
I don't know. I didn't read it, so I don't know how reliable it is. I don't have no knowledge of it. I just said I have no knowledge of it, so.
Number 4, being traded to the Spurs. Kawhi Leonard isn't the kind of player that has played for just one team for his entire career, and it seemed like that would be the case as soon as he was drafted. He was drafted in the NBA in 2011, and due to the fact that there were so many promising players that year, he ended up not being noticed all that much. When he did get picked by the Indiana Pacers, he was soon traded to the Spurs. Reports at the time indicated that it had something to do with the lack of his offensive ability, but if you take a look at his career after this draft, you will understand just how big of a mistake the Indiana Pacers made by trading him off. Number 3, winning MVP with multiple teams.
But right now, it's just surreal to me. I had a great group of guys behind me, just pushing.
While Kawhi might be a shy player in real life, he has immense talent on the court. He's one of only 3 players to have ever won the Finals MVP award with 2 separate teams. He first did this with the Spurs, and soon after he won that award, he forced a transfer to another team. He then accomplished the same feat with the Toronto Raptors in 2019.
Kawhi Leonard.
Number 2, huge hands.
Disadvantages to having huge hands like that?
Putting my hands in my own pockets, like sometimes.
There are many weird and quirky things about Kawhi Leonard and his personality, but by far the weirdest is the fact that he has unbelievably huge hands. It's been reported that the size of his hands is 52% larger than that of an average person's. When this was noticed, his hands were measured separately and were found to be 11.5 inches wide. This is also one of the reasons why he's had such great skills with the ball. Whenever he has a hold of the basketball, it's a sight to see. His hands have also led him to gain the power of easily stealing the ball from other players. Due to all of this, his hands have been given the nickname the Claw due to the clutching power that they possess.
Your hands with you right now? May we see them?
Yeah, let me find them.
Okay.
Number 1, making load management common. If there's one thing that Kawhi Leonard has accomplished in the world of basketball that's sure going to be remembered long after he leaves the sport, it's his efforts in making load management a common thing in the sport. While playing for a team in the NBA, Kawhi suffered an injury on his quads, but even with this, he wasn't given enough time to properly heal. After he left the team, he made sure that he was given enough time off between games to properly recover from it, and this tactic inspired so many teams in the NBA that it became commonplace. Now, teams try as hard as they can to make sure that a single player doesn't play 2 games one after the other, which is what load management means in the first place. So these are the 10 things you didn't know about Kawhi Leonard. There are no doubt many other things about him that we don't know, and there's no telling whether he will ever reveal them or not.
15 fourth quarter points by Kawhi Leonard. And the game winner.
That about wraps up this video, guys. Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below, and if you enjoyed the video, then let us know by smashing that like button. And if you haven't done so already, then don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell so you don't miss out on more NBA goodness in the future. Until next time, take care and goodbye.